Hello again, my third video. Today is the day I'm going to be doing my battle report, Crimson Fists versus Tyranid. I'm going to do a video of kind of the setup of the battlefield, show you my models, who's going to be taking part on the side of the Imperium, my Crimson Fists. There's also going to be 4 civilian scientist models, we'll figure that out, and then my entire Tyranid army. So I'm going to set my table up, put my battle mat down on top of it, go through the point breakdown. My Crimson Fists I don't think would have lasted long with my original 725, 750 army that I mentioned last time. I'm still under 1,000, but I've bumped that up to 960 and put in some more powerful weapons because I was just looking at the loadout for the Tyranid and who I'm taking on, and I don't think the bolt guns that I mostly had set up were going to do much. So I souped up my Crimson Fists. I'll show you what I have going onto the table for them. The battle scenario is going to be that the Crimson Fists have kind of been dropped in from space via a transport, and there is a new Tyranid life form that's been found by this outpost on the planet. I may have one of my Cadian missions that I'm going to do with my Narrative Crusade lead into this, which would be kind of cool. They're going to be the ones transporting this new Tyranid model, or this new Tyranid creature. And then what's going to happen is it's going to be 5 or 7 turns. Still haven't decided that yet either. We'll see how that goes. That there is a ship that's inbound to this facility that's going to be picking up this new Tyranid life form that's been found on this planet. So that's going to be pulled back up into space to be researched. But in the meantime, the Crimson Fists have been sent in as a defensive force to hold off this massive Tyranid swarm that's coming in to reclaim that Tyranid bioform that's been found, the new creature. And then there's going to be 4 scientists, which are the Fraterus militia models from way back. I forget if they were Necromunda, like the original Necromunda game or not, but they're amazing models. You guys will see them. They're made out of metal, so they're the old school metal models from like mid-90s, and they're amazing. I found them through Monster Merchants, I think, on eBay, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, I gotta get these guys, because I remember them being in, I think, at the last stand of Glazer's Creek, and they were some of the like farmhand models, and I said I need to get these dudes. So when I saw them for sale, I picked them up. I've had them for a bit, and they're amazing to just throw into a battle. They have little like stub guns, so pretty much like 9mm pistols, and some auto gun, like auto pistols, I think. So they're not going to be able to help too much with the defense. But those are going to be 4 models. They're going to be the scientists, like personnel at this facility that are still alive, and it should be a lot of fun. So my Crimson Fists are going to be trying to defend this massive Tyranid swarm. I've deemed the Tyranid swarm, they're called Uda Buddha swarm. That's a shout out to Yogai, the Uda Buddha man from back in the day. If you see this, I don't know, but I wanted to put that in. So I'll get the table set up. I'm going to go through that, show you guys my armies, and we'll rock and roll. Excited to show it to you guys. Alright everyone, I am behind the camera just showing you guys the science of sort of setting up my battlefield. So these are 2 6x3 or 6x2 tables. I've spray painted them green and brown and sort of a mossy lighter green too. So this is going to be the base of my table, and I use these tables for almost all my battles. I'm going to put a battle mat on top of it, which is kind of jungle themed, and then I'm going to be adding the box of aquarium plants that I showed last time in my video. So this is a super cheap way to, you know, go to the dollar store or Walmart or wherever and pick up a bunch of cheaper plants. They're usually in multi-packs, and you can really do up a sweet jungle battle. I'm gonna have a river system in there too, a bridge, some other terrain. But first I'm gonna pop that battle mat down, and then I am going to show you my forces, and from there we'll keep going as I set up the battlefield. Alright, so my table's starting to come together. I have the battle mat here. Kind of junglish, looks kind of swampy-ish too, which is perfect. These here are amazing. I got this at GameStop in one of their discount bins. I think it's GameStop in the States too. Well, it's got like a whiteboard material on it, so you can literally like count your turns. So like write it down, you know, turns 1. Then when the turn's done, you can cross it out, 2, cross it out, whatever. And since it's like a whiteboard marker, you can just wipe it right off. So this is how I'm going to be tracking my turns. The big thing is you can't really have models on there because you're going to be putting stuff down on it for information. But that's going to be pretty much my table setup, and I'm going to be showing you guys my armies in a sec, and then all the terrain is going to be built up on there. So the compound is going to be made out of like Nachman pieces, and then I'm going to have all my jungle plants around it. All right, here we go. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for this. This is the Tyranid Swarm Uda Buddha that's going to be attacking my Crimson Fists in 5 different waves. This Tyranid army is probably just under 2,000 points. It's insane how many models you can get for the point value. Also, I've given kind of a handicap to the Tyranid, as they're not going to be able to use any long-range weapons, so that's going to give my Crimson Fist a little bit of a fighting chance. And the reason for that is the new Tyranid bioform that was found by the Imperium, and it's going to have to be extracted by the end of this mission. They don't want to harm it, so the Tyranid are not going to start shooting a bunch of bioweapons at the base, in the chance that they might hit the new bioform that they're trying to get back and that the Crimson Fists are trying to defend. So to start off, this is wave 1, so this is going to be all on the field in one shot. Mostly made up of Hormagaunts. I think I have around 60 to 70 Hormagaunt models. I also have 2 Ripper Swarms at the front. There's the Tyranid Prime that's winged. I have 3 Von Rein's Leapers, and then a Screamer Killer to round off a little bit of heavier armor for that first wave. What I usually do is I'll remove the first wave after. In this game, this first wave is going to be staying until the end of the first turn, and anywhere after that if the Space Marines can't thin them out. So there's going to be a lot of different strategies I'm going to have to use. A lot of shooting, hopefully some good shoot rolls, and then a lot of hand-to-hand combat against this wave. So this is wave 2. It is 10 Gene Stealers. We have 2 3-person or 3 animal beast squads of Raveners, and I have 2 Carnifex in there. And that is going to be an insane hand-to-hand combat fight for my Crimson Fists. My Terminators are going to have to really pull their weight with that and hopefully get some wounds off these guys. The third wave is going to be a Swarm Lord and Hive Guards. So this is going to be another very strong hand-to-hand combat round. The fourth turn is going to bring a Lictor onto the board. I think this is a Death Leaper model, but it's going to have Lictor stats. And this is actually going to be dropped into the Crimson Fists facility that they're trying to defend. So I'm going to do a random roll during the 4th turn, and this guy's just going to appear in there. And if he's right on top of someone, they're going to have to fight right away and kind of pull their forces off of the main last 3 turns to fight this, because if not, it's going to start picking them off. And then the 5th and final round is going to be my Norn Assimilator with 3 Tyranid Warriors. So here it is again, really quick, just the different waves. And to give my Crimson Fist a fighting chance again, there will be no enemy firing throughout the entirety of the game. And that is just to make sure that they're not hitting that new bioform. So after my Tyranid, I'm going to move over to my Crimson Fists and show you guys what I have loaded out there. The Crimson Fists come in just under 1,000 points, or around 960, I think. So I'll show you them next. And here is the Crimson Fists that will be holding out the facility, as well as the civilian models that I've placed on the board. I'll go through the loadout and what kind of forces I've added here. And this is just under 1,000 points of Crimson Fists. So that was a 2,000 point Tyranid army, and this is a 1,000 point Astra or Adeptus Astartes Crimson Fists army. So the backbone, going to be doing a lot of the firing, is going to be my Intercessor squad. They all have bolt rifles and 1 underslung grenade launcher. They are going to be attached to the lieutenant for the entirety of the game, and I'm hoping that lieutenant's going to be able to buff them up a little bit to help them out, because they're going to have a lot of models to take out. The Tyranid are going to start a few inches away from the main facility base, so there will be some time to shoot at them, but those Tyranid are going to be on top of these guys really quick, so I'm hoping that they'll be able to fend them off. Another good piece of firepower here is my Ballistus Dreadnought. So we've got the double las cannon loadout, so I'm hoping that's going to take out some of the bigger models like the Carnifex, Norn Assimilator, if this guy's still alive, and then the missile pod and the attached bolters there to hopefully thin some of the numbers. My Stern Guard veteran squad is here, and they're going to be attached to the Apothecary, so that's going to allow them to bring 1 slain model back at the end of each turn, which is going to be huge. I wanted to give it to these guys because of their combo of combi weapons, as well as that sick Pyre Blaster Heavy Flamer, which is also going to hopefully thin out some of the numbers. In behind them are my Eradicators. So these guys, again, are going to be a bit of extra punch against some of the stronger Tyranid models. I'll come back to the center there in a sec. They're pretty sweet. That's the Frater's Militia. I also have Eliminator models here with two with las fusils and one with the bolt kind of sniper rifle. So that is the las fusils too have a pretty high strength rating, so I'm hoping that's going to take down some of the big targets. Not going to be getting too many rounds out each turn with these guys, but I'm hoping they can pick their targets and start to wean wounds off of the bigger models. My last Crimson Fist unit is my Terminators. There's the Sergeant there. They've all got their sweet Crimson Power Fists. And then my Terminator Captain. So my Captain in Terminator armor, he, I think, is going to be carrying this whole team, and I'm really hoping that he can survive to take on some of the bigger models later on, but he might be needed right off the bat to take on, you know, the Tyranid Prime or the Screamer Killer. Last but not least is this facility's kind of science team here. So this is in the back, the four are the Frater's Militia models, and I was mentioned that they're from way back. I forget if they're Necromunda or not, but they are made out of pewter, so they're the old metal models. And then I have one of the Rogue Trader models from the game that's acting as kind of like the head scientist at the facility, and then these are just like orderly helpers. They have terrible weapons. They're stub pistols and auto pistols. So they might be able to take out a couple of the Hormagaunts and maybe some of the smaller models that have less wounds or less armor. But these guys have to kind of survive, I'm hoping, to the end to be able to extract them with that Gene Stealer or the new bioform that's been found. And I'll show that to you guys in a sec after I set up my facility. But that's the two armies. So we have 1,000-point Crimson Fists. And over here, my 5 turns of 2,000-point total Tyranid. So this is going to be 2,000 total, and they're not going to be coming out all in one shot. It's going to be one turn at a time, and we'll track that. I'm going to get my little facility set up here and show you guys kind of what the rules of battle are going to be for that. Alrighty, so my facility is set up. Got some really cool pieces from just different times of Warhammer. This is the landing strip where that Arvis Lighter is going to land at the very end of the battle, if we make it that long. You can see that I have my Frater's Militia here with the head scientist. In here is that new bioform. It's a Gene Stealer. Very poorly painted. Apologies for that, but that is what this whole battle is going to be hinged on. So the whole part of this battle is to get that thing extracted up to an Imperium vessel to be studied, and the Tyranid want that thing back. As I stated earlier too, I think I'm going to include that in one of my Cadian Crusade narrative games. So the 555th Cadian Charlie Company is actually going to be transporting that thing from where it was found, some kind of excavation dig site or something, to this facility. So if the Cadian don't win that one, it's an alternate reality, I guess, that happened. But that's what's going on. So I'm going to start placing my models in here. I'm going to put my Tyranid down first, that first wave, and see where I'm going to be defending from. A few good spots for my Ballistus Dreadnought. We're going to have to see what my Terminators can do. Yeah, set it up, and Tyranid first, and then I'm going to place my Crimson Fists in defense of what I line up for my Tyranid. Here we go. Battlefield is looking much more colorful. I've got my aquarium plants down around the main base of the facility. The first wave of the Tyranid force is down as well. They're only going to be coming from 3 sides as well, because I'm going to use that one side for my turn counter and things like that. So down here we have 30 Hormagaunts that are going to be racing right into the facility. I haven't put my Crimson Fist down yet, but you guys probably have an idea as to where I'm going to be putting them. My Tyranid Prime with 2 Ripper Swarms is in the middle, kind of commanding that. I have another 30 Hormagaunts on the right flank of my Tyranid Prime. I have 3 Von Ryan's Leapers coming in from this side of the facility. I don't know about you guys, but that looks like a pretty good spot to put some Primaris Eliminators. Hint, hint, I think I'm going to be doing that. And then over here, holding up the solo side, is my Carnifex to finish off that first wave of Tyranid. So I'm going to place my Crimson Fists now, and I will record where they're going to be, and this battle is going to start in no time. Super excited. Okay, we're just about to get this battle started. I still have to put my wound markers down, but there is our Screamer Killer screaming coming right into the base. Facing it right off the bat is the Ballistus Dreadnought with those double las cannons. We got our Eradicator squad here for a little bit of heavy armor penetration. To deal with this a massive amount of Hormagaunts, I have my Intercessor squad led by the Lieutenant. I have my Sternguard veterans hooked up with the Apothecary. As I hinted, I have my Eliminators up in the fuel, I guess it's like a fuel station, Prometheum station, with the Von Ryan Leapers coming at them. And then I have my Terminator captain up here to give support to his Terminator squad inside. This is the only time my Crimson Fists are going to be able to react to a wave that's coming in. So I've tried to place them as strategically as I can to be able to move around the base if walls start to get penetrated later on, or if they need to move and give better armor support, like if they wipe out this entire wall of Hormagaunts here, and this is replaced by my Carnifexes and the Swarm Lord. These guys probably aren't going to be doing too much damage, so maybe try to move my Eradicators over, swing my Eliminators over to give some support fire, and these Terminators are kind of in reserve, just able to move wherever they can within the base. By the new bioform that was found, I have my science team on the landing pad waiting for that Arvis Lighter to come in and lift them off after turn 5. So if any allied model survives this battle, so that's any Primaris Marine or any of the science staff, they win. If there's no one left at the end of this, turn 5, the Tyranid wins. So this is going to be one heck of a battle. Again, there's going to be no shooting allowed from my Tyranid, as they don't want to hit that new bioform that's been created by the Hive Mind and that the Imperium has discovered. And with doing that, it's going to be a lot of running and hand-to-hand combat and just big swarm attacks on Marines. So the first couple turns, I'm going to try to hold them off to the best of my ability. And then after that, it might get into some pretty crazy hand-to-hand combat. My Terminators being so close can kind of push back, move back if they need to support, as well as my Dreadnought. And nothing is going to be coming in from this side of the battle because that's my turn counter. I'll have my dice rolling tray here too. So there's going to be this side of the table currently with my Carnifex on it. The Hormagaunts, this might turn into my big swarm point. The Gene Stealers might come in here too. We'll see what I want to do with them. And we'll also see what kind of models survive with the Primaris Marines at the end of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth turns. And in their numbers and what's happened, the Tyranids are going to be, of course, communicating that through the Hive Mind back to wherever that big mother brain is, and they're going to be moving and changing to be able to try to take out these Marines and get back that bioform. So here we go. I'm going to get my wound counters out, and then we're going to start this battle. Hope you guys enjoy it. Bye-bye for now. All right, battlefield is set up. All the wound markers are down. And it is time to get this battle report going. It is my first one, so hope it goes well. Have lots of patience with me, as I'm still going to be doing the 10th edition rules for a lot of it. So wounds have changed, hit rolls have changed, saves have changed, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's going to be an absolute blast. So thank you guys again for watching, and let's get into it.